The mansion fell silent the moment the bracelet slipped from the maid's wrist. Crystal glasses stopped clinking. Conversations died instantly. Even the piano player near the grand staircase missed a note. Evelyn Laurent, billionaire widow, fashion empire owner, and one of the coldest women in Manhattan, stared at the silver bracelet lying on the marble floor. Then suddenly, she burst into tears. The guests froze in confusion as Evelyn rushed toward the young maid with trembling hands. "Where did you get this?" she whispered shakily. The terrified girl stepped backward. "It belonged to my mother." And that was the exact moment Evelyn Laurent realized the past she buried 20 years ago had finally returned. Before we continue, hit subscribe so you never miss stories like this again. Now I'm curious, which country are you watching this from? Drop it in the comments. Lena Carter never belonged inside the Laurent mansion. At 22, she worked quietly among servants who polished crystal floors and carried silver trays through rooms larger than her childhood apartment. Wealthy guests rarely noticed her existence unless something needed cleaning. Tonight's charity gala overflowed with celebrities, investors, and politicians wearing diamonds brighter than chandeliers overhead. Lena kept her eyes lowered while collecting empty glasses near the ballroom staircase. Then a guest accidentally bumped her shoulder. The silver bracelet slipped from her wrist and hit the marble floor. Before Lena could pick it up, Evelyn Laurent suddenly gasped from across the room and dropped her champagne glass. The sound of breaking crystal echoed through the ballroom. Every conversation stopped immediately. Lena looked up nervously as Evelyn Laurent crossed the room with visible panic in her expression. Nobody had ever seen the billionaire woman lose composure before. Her elegant hands trembled while staring at the bracelet on the floor. "Who gave you this?" Evelyn asked softly, almost afraid of the answer. Lena hesitated. "My mother." Evelyn's breathing became uneven. Around them, wealthy guests exchanged confused whispers. One senator's wife quietly muttered, "What's happening?" But Evelyn ignored everyone. Her eyes never left Lena's face now, searching desperately for something hidden inside familiar features. Lena felt exposed beneath the billionaire's stare. The ballroom suddenly seemed too small, too quiet, too dangerous. Evelyn carefully picked up the bracelet, tears gathering in her eyes. Tiny initials engraved inside the silver caught the light. Lena recognized them instantly. Her mother once explained the bracelet belonged to someone important long ago, though she never revealed details. "Your mother's name," Evelyn whispered carefully. "What is it?" Lena swallowed nervously. "Amelia Carter." The billionaire woman closed her eyes immediately. A painful breath escaped her lips, as though years of buried memories had crashed into her chest all at once. Nearby guests stared openly now, completely confused. Evelyn suddenly walked away without another word. Shocked whispers filled the ballroom behind her. Lena remained frozen near the staircase while servants exchanged nervous glances. Minutes later, the mansion's head butler approached quietly. "Mrs. Laurent would like to speak with you privately." Lena followed him upstairs through long marble hallways lined with expensive paintings. Inside Evelyn's private office, the billionaire stood beside a large window overlooking Manhattan's glowing skyline. Her mascara had slightly smudged beneath red eyes. 20 years ago," Evelyn began softly, "that bracelet belonged to my younger sister Amelia." Lena's heart stopped. Her mother had never mentioned having wealthy relatives before. Something suddenly felt terribly wrong. Lena slowly sat down across from Evelyn, unable to process the revelation. "My mother told me her family abandoned her," she admitted quietly. Evelyn looked devastated hearing those words. "No," she whispered painfully. "She disappeared." The billionaire opened an old drawer and removed a faded photograph. Lena's breath caught instantly. The smiling young woman beside Evelyn looked exactly like her mother 20 years earlier. Same eyes, same smile, same dimples. "Amelia vanished after falling in love with someone our father hated," Evelyn explained. "We searched everywhere." Lena's chest tightened painfully. Suddenly, her entire life felt incomplete. Why had her mother hidden such enormous secrets from her for so long? Thunder rolled outside while Evelyn explained the past piece by piece. Their father, Victor Laurent, ruled the family empire with ruthless control. When Amelia refused an arranged engagement and fell in love with an ordinary mechanic named Daniel Carter, Victor exploded with fury. Amelia fled before the wedding announcement became public. "Our father erased her existence afterward," Evelyn admitted bitterly. "He told everyone she betrayed the family." Lena felt sick hearing it. Her mother rarely discussed her past, only warning Lena never to trust powerful people. "Does my grandfather know about me?" Lena asked carefully. Evelyn's silence answered everything. Somewhere inside this mansion, dangerous truths still lived quietly. Downstairs, the gala continued, pretending nothing unusual had happened. Wealthy guests laughed beneath chandeliers while gossip quietly spread through the ballroom. Upstairs, Evelyn handed Lena another photograph. This one showed Amelia holding a newborn baby wrapped in pink blankets. Lena's hands shook. "That's me," she whispered. Evelyn nodded emotionally. "Your mother mailed this anonymously years ago." Tears filled Lena's eyes instantly. "Why didn't anyone find us?" Evelyn turned away toward the dark window. "Because my father made sure nobody looked too closely." Fear crept into Lena's chest. The deeper this story became, the more dangerous the Laurent family suddenly sounded. Then footsteps echoed outside the office door. The office door slowly opened. An older man entered wearing a tailored black suit and carrying the cold authority of someone accustomed to obedience. Victor Laurent. Lena immediately recognized the sharp silver eyes matching Evelyn's. The billionaire patriarch stopped walking the moment he saw the bracelet in Evelyn's hands. Silence consumed the room instantly. "Who is she?" Victor asked quietly, though something uneasy flickered beneath his calm expression. Evelyn stepped protectively beside Lena. "Amelia's daughter." The old man's face lost color. For several seconds nobody moved. Then Victor whispered something unexpected. "Impossible." But Lena noticed his hands trembling slightly behind his back. Even powerful men feared certain ghosts returning from the past. Victor slowly approached Lena, studying her face with growing disbelief. "You have Amelia's eyes," he murmured painfully. Lena stood carefully, refusing to appear intimidated despite her racing heartbeat. "My mother spent 20 years struggling alone while your family lived inside mansions," she said quietly. Evelyn watched nervously as guilt visibly spread across her father's face. The old billionaire lowered himself into a chair like the weight of decades suddenly crushed him. "I thought she would come back," he admitted weakly. "Instead, she vanished forever." Lena's anger softened slightly after hearing genuine regret in his voice. Then Victor asked the question that changed everything. "Is Amelia still alive?" Tears filled Lena's eyes instantly. The room became unbearably silent. "She died 6 months ago," Lena whispered softly. Victor closed his eyes like someone stabbed directly through the heart. Evelyn began crying again beside the window. For the first time in decades, the Laurent family empire suddenly felt painfully small compared to everything they had lost. Lena removed the bracelet slowly from her wrist and stared at the silver initials glowing beneath the office lights. Her mother carried this connection quietly her entire life without ever returning home. Victor finally looked at Lena again, brokenness replacing authority in his expression. "Then you," he whispered shakily, "are all we have left." And that was the night the Laurent family discovered the one person they thought they had lost forever, had left behind someone even more important. If this story touched your heart, make sure you subscribe for more emotional billionaire stories like this. And before you leave, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from? Because sometimes, the people we overlook today become the ones who change everything tomorrow.